Alright, so we're back out here working on the rotten tomato. We're going to jump right in today. I've been kind of refamiliarizing myself with where I was at when I quit working on the trunk pan. So I've been kind of trying to fit the passenger side piece in. I've had to do a little trimming to try to get it to where I need it. It doesn't really match up. I went ahead and cut this top edge off. And if you can see, this rib here lines up. This one does not. There's not even one there, but there is one on the original body. But I started working on hammering it around it, trying to get it close. Those two don't line up at all. The ribs up in the front line up. I had to trim quite a bit off of that edge to get it to, because it wanted to kind of like go this way. So I've kind of got it to where it's over enough to where it lines up with those. This brace lines up pretty good. I've been working on trying to line this brace up, which if I remember correctly, I kind of marked it all where the gas tank needs to be. So that's what I'm gonna go by. It's not 100% going to be 100% accurate. Where these, I mean, there'll be enough where I can still do spot rivets. I mean, not spot rivets, but spot welds. I can drill holes in this and weld it because that is pretty wide. But it ain't lining up 100% perfect to the pan. But I think if we line it up for the gas tank, there's enough of it there to where, I mean, that's on the flat part. So that's where that's supposed to be. And so yeah, I'm just I kind of forgot where I was, so I'm basically kind of starting over here on trying to figure out how this pan fit. Terrible is how it fits, but I think it's good enough we can make it work. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. I got it screwed down to just hold this in while I was trying to fit that side over there. So I'm going to take it back out and kind of see where my brace is. And I may tack the brace in and then keep trying to fit this before we start, you know, actually welding stuff. And I need to mark where I'm going to put my holes for my spot welds where the braces are. And then I still got to clean all this up and grind everything down and put something on it. But I do need to kind of get everything halfway fit and decent before I really start cutting on stuff. Because like I said, it's been weeks since I've been out here messing with this, and I've really kind of forgot where I was. So yeah, and I said I wasn't going to overlap it. I was going to kind of butt weld it, but I may overlap it up here since it's going to be so mismatched. And you know, I think I'm just going to have to, you know, force it to fit around these places. So I think I'll just, you know, weld it, tap it down, weld it, tap it down, weld it. I mean, that's all I really can do. You can't cut it straight and smooth and butt weld it because nothing, and I'm afraid I'm gonna wind up with big gaps where these, you know, I think once I get it started, I can hammer that all flat. It's gonna be ugly, but I mean, that's the way that one in that car is. I had to do the same thing for it, and I mean, it's really not that noticeable once you get it all welded down, or welded and ground down and put some paint on it. I mean, you can, if you look, you can really tell. But if you're just popping the trunk and getting something out of it, you're not going to notice. And you know, I ain't that particular. I just want it, you know, solid. So I don't really care if it's 100% perfect, just as long as it's in there and, you know, not going to have holes all in it. So I need to kind of work on that area up there a little bit where they cut out when they were working on the shock towers or whatever the hell they were doing. And I am going to have some pretty good gaps around it, but I'm just going to, you know, tack it and then seam seal the shit out of it, and hopefully that'll be good enough. So let me go ahead and get this pulled out and then make sure where my measurements are on my brace and kind of get it where I want it. And then I may go ahead and drill my holes. And I need, like I said, I need to grind all this down and kind of get it ready for when we start tacking it in place. So that's where we're at. So let's just keep plugging along on it. think what I'm fixing to do next before we go any further with the pan, I'm gonna try, I got this one piece, I'm gonna get in there and mark it and try to patch that hole first and get that fitted in there before we put the pan in. I'll do the other side when we get to that point, because I really want to try to get everything, you know, just at least get this side in, you know, get it set like it needs to be, and maybe get it tacked in there a little bit, and then we'll work on the passenger side and get it fitted in, and then we'll do the middle part last. But I do need to get those pieces done first, because I think it'll be easier now when I can get in there to it. Of course, they mangled it up pretty good, so nothing is cut straight. I tried to clean it up a little bit, but they just butchered it. This is not going to go good at all. Maybe that's close. Oh. See if we can get this cut out close enough to make it fit. Not quite tight enough. And I'm gonna see how bad off I am, and then we'll probably have to come back and grind on it a little bit. Let's see how close we got it. I'm sure it's not very close at all. I think we'll just do a little more grinding on that edge right there, and I think it'll, that side over here fits all right. Just need a little bit off this edge. All right, let's try again. I think that's good enough to weld. Maybe just a tad more, but yeah, I think if I just pull that up, I think that's gonna fit. Yeah, that'll work. So let me get the welder set up and we'll try to get this thing tacked in here. Alright, I'm gonna attempt to get this thing tacked in here. If I can get in here. Kind of at a weird angle. If I can get it good enough. I can get it clamped somewhere. Fitting while ago. Hammer this one side down a little bit. I got it tacked in there. I'm gonna have to work on this one side a little bit, kind of hammer it down and do a little more work to it. I'm gonna try to go ahead and get it welded in, so wish me luck. All right, it's very badly welded in there. It really started blowing out real bad over on this side over here, so it's got some booger welds on it, but I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. I think I'm gonna go in and eat some lunch, let that kind of cool down. I'm gonna come back out and flap disc it and see how bad it really is, and see if I can go in and fill in where I screwed up, and then we'll get back on it. Alright, that turned out pretty rough, but once I get everything in and welded, I'll be able to go over it with a little bit of filler and it'll be fine. I'm not that worried about it. I think what I'm going to do now is try to get this brace in here. I got it marked everywhere I think it needs to go. I got holes drilled in it where I can try to spot weld it. Hopefully my measurements are still right. Probably not, but we'll see. So I'll get the camera set up here where y'all can see what's going on and try to get this brace in here. I'm gonna try to get it level like it needs to be, but who knows. I'll show you once I get it kind of halfway in there what I'm trying to do. Try to get one more pair of clamps on it. Well, I guess I got any more. Oh wait, yeah I do. Over here. Bear with me. Not seem right. Well, hell this ain't wanting to cooperate. I don't know if I bent it up somewhere, because I had it before I started filming. I had it right where it needed to be. It's pretty level there. Put y'all in here where y'all can see. I don't know if you can see that bubble or not, but measure out of the way. It's pretty close. I think once I get this side here tacked in, that side can kind of bend down a little bit, and that'll make it. But that brace itself is pretty level, and it's level with that brace, so the pan should fit in there. So I'm just going to tack it real quick and then try to set the right side section in there and make sure it still wants to kind of halfway fit. Just gonna burn a couple tacks on it. Enough for now. Tack's sticking up pretty good. I'm just gonna mess it up. No, it didn't even stick. All right, what I was trying to go for is making sure once the pan was sitting in there, it was going to sit on that brace. So I think we're good there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out, and then I'll try to get this brace welded in there better and kind of get it smoothed down, and then we'll start tackling this little side piece over here. in typical fashion, nothing is going the way it should. I noticed when I was welding the front part up there, my welds were just terrible. Like, they weren't sticking, and they were just, I don't know, they looked bad. So I got to looking. I'm out of gas. So no more welding for now till I can get some more gas from my welder. But anyway, the braces, it's stuck up on this end good enough, but that end I'm gonna have to redo all the welds. Like, if I take those clamps off, they just pop off. So I'm gonna have to clean all that up and re-weld it once I get more gas from my welder. But I think it's gonna work. I did set the pan back in there. It's pretty level, and there's some give to it. I can manipulate it to fit the pan once we get to the point of welding it in there. I did go ahead and mark the bottom side so I can drill my holes for my spot welds, so we can, you know, weld it. Of course, we'll weld it the perimeter, and then we'll spot weld it to the braces. But I was really hoping to get this section in, but I've gone through all of my gas in my welder, so that kind of puts us at a standstill, because I mean, that's really all we can do is keep welding. So it's always something. Nothing ever goes smoothly, and I'm obviously not prepared to do the things I wanted to do, so my fault. So anyway, I think that's where we're going to call it for now. So as always, I appreciate everybody watching. I think we had a pretty good time with our giveaway, and the winners have reached out to me, so got all their info. So we're going to send that stuff out to them this week. So as always, thank you for watching and subscribing and supporting me, and we will catch you on the next one. Go work on your junk.